Good morning. How is everybody? Welcome or welcome back to Authentic Beauty with Tara D. This is where we empower women to embrace their most vibrant and authentic selves so we can help them reclaim their most beautiful self. What is happening? What is going on? I'm pressing in primer. Let's get that started. Get that going and let that settle in. I am using so if you feel like you're pumped because you've gotten down to so little, doesn't necessarily work, right? Because, it's not like squeezed all the way down. You can unscrew your primer and get it out. Now, just be careful when you do this because it's possible that you could do too much. I am not seeing comments. Let's see. Okay, so here's the deal. We are going to have our eyeshadow boot camp tomorrow. It's eyes and lashes, really. Boot camp tomorrow night. The cutoff for registration is tonight at 6 p.m. I need 24 hours advance cutoff time in order to get the links out to everybody and make sure everything's going okay. We cannot take late registrations. If you don't make it in by 6 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight, then what we can do is put you in next month's boot camp or the next time we do it. I don't know if it'll be next month or not. Depends on how it goes, okay? So just let me know. Put boot camp in the comments right here if you're interested in boot camp. Sorry, Y Sisters, unless you are on my team. This is a team exclusive. This is something that I do for my team, and they invite their friends, their customers, their followers, their friends, their family, whomever. And it's a way that I'm able to support my team in initiatives to teach others, especially the ones that maybe don't feel comfortable going live and teaching themselves or don't feel like they know enough themselves. They're learning directly from me themselves, but they're also having their friends, their families, their customers, and their followers learning from me as well. That's something that I specifically do to support my team. So if you are not on my team, I am so sorry, but we cannot let you into boot camp. This is a team exclusive. Hey, Brenda. Good morning. Good morning, Susan. How is everybody this morning? I'm letting my primer set. We have Susan and Brenda are both coming to boot camp. It's tomorrow night, 6 Central Standard Time. There will be a replay available only for those who register by 6 o'clock today. Anybody who does not register by 6 p.m. Central Standard Time today will have to wait till we do it again. I might try to do another one next month. Not really sure. I was wanting to do like a foundation one, or a contouring one. What do you guys struggle with the most? I'm starting to develop these once a month, right? So last month we did collagen. We're repeating collagen class again this month. So if you need to know everything about collagen, put collagen in the comments. I'll get you in that class. That's run a little bit differently. It's not a Zoom. It isn't a Facebook group, and it's consumable content on your time frame. You don't have to be present at any particular time in order to learn. It's a series of posts, a series of videos, and a series of lives over the course of 3 days. If you can't make it to watch a live, that's okay. It lives in infamy and forever and ever amen in a Facebook group. So if anybody was in the collagen class last month that I did for my team and their customers, followers, and all the things, you can still go back to that group and remind yourself of the content and the educational information in there. It's really geared towards helping people figure out what the best type of collagen to purchase for themselves is based on their needs. In fact, that reminds me. Let me get my collagen. Josh is walking over here. I think I just reminded him. Babe, your collagen jar is empty on top of the fridge, so... Oh, you got it. Okay. I am going to take my collagen right now. It's May, so we're double dosing. Once a quarter, I double dose. Got some on the side. Hey, Carmelita, how are you? I blow in the packet to help release all the little bits on the edge. I double dose once a quarter just to get a kind of extra hit Did y'all hear that thunder? I'm cutting the top off because my hands from having serum on them are a little bit slippy.
Love you.
Love you, babe.
Running late.
Have a great day.
Running the kids to school. Or at least waiting at the bus stop forever.
Yeah. It's raining real bad. The bus was really late. So Josh had to sit at the bus stop in the rain in his truck with the kids to let them wait for the bus. And now he's late to work. Every last drop. Yum. Oh, nice and sweet and tart and yummy and delicious. Love that. I think it tastes like candy. And here's the problem is I have to stop myself from wanting more in the afternoon. But my collagen class teaches you a lot of things about collagen that you never even knew. So, say collagen if you want to join collagen class. Boot camp if you want iBoot camp, which is tomorrow night. That's a little bit sooner than collagen class. But tomorrow night, I need to take this jacket off because now I'm getting hot. Tomorrow night is when we're doing that. And that's everything geared towards helping your, helping create more attractive eyes just all around the board. Good morning, Kim. How are you? What's happening? Okay. We have our primer on. I am going to do a technique that I saw somebody do. I don't know if y'all follow Patrick Ta, but he started last month doing this thing called doll blush, and I want to try it. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but we shall see. We shall see. First, we're going to get our foundation on. I did my setting spray. I did my primer. Let it set, and I'm going to have my setting spray as my last layer. Julie knows because she's where we are right now. She knows the type of humidity that I deal with here in Houston. It's robust at the least. So we have to have a really solid pre-makeup routine to kind of help our makeup stay throughout the day. We got to have a hair routine to help our hair stay throughout the day too. So let's get this dried and let's get moving on. The thing about doll blush is it's powder blush layered with cream blush on top of it. And oftentimes people will think that's taboo, but it's really best done on a matte face. If you do a foundation that's too dewy, because the cream blush sits on top and it gives you kind of a little bit of glow, dewy glow with the cream blush, and you have dewy all over, you're gonna be just a dewy hot mess, unless that's the look you're going for. If you like the dewy hot mess look, then do a dewy makeup. I'm gonna do a combination of my Serum Plus foundation, and I'm gonna shade it up. This is Taffeta. I'm gonna shade it up with a bit of BB cream. Now, BB cream is going to offer me a bit of dew, but this darker color right here is going to help me get my Serum Plus foundation the right shade for me right now, okay? We're going to mix that together. Who saw my live yesterday about Skin Forward foundation? Doing foundation in a way that really just looks like natural skin and no longer looking like foundation. What did y'all think about that? How did anybody try it? I'm dying to know. Okay, I'm mixing these two together. And then I'm just gonna put some dots on my face. Some of it. Ooh. There we go. Let's use today. Yesterday we used our powder concealer brush. Today I'm going to use my Kabuki brush because I am wanting a little bit of a more heavier coverage today. And let's see how we did on our. I don't really think that I did all that great on my color matching of mixing my chemistry lab. so to speak, of mixing the two colors together. But guess what? Just like with everything else, once we get concealer and highlighter on and bronzer, you won't really tell the difference. Do you know how rare it is to get a foundation that's exactly the same color as your skin? Anybody? April, I will write you down right now. Actually, let me send it to you right now. Because this is my list. I'm following up. Most people have registered, but I'm following up with people who haven't. Let me send it to you right now. That way, hang on. April. Okay. Let me grab the registration link really quickly. Ooh. I'm just going to send it to you. Let's see. Right here. April, okay, I'm copying the registration link and I'm just going to send it to you right now. Boom. There you go. That is the registration form. So anybody who registers will get the Zoom link. This is a Zoom, which the big difference between doing a Zoom and a live is that you're not locked into just utilizing comments to ask me questions. You can actually come, you can, turn your camera on if you want to, but you don't have to. Or just unmute yourself to ask your question. This is not the best color match, but the end result is what matters. Don't judge your color match until you have like your whole face on. I'm gonna dig into this eyebrow really quickly and buff that out. Yes, Erin registered too. Susan registered, Brenda registered, Erin registered. Let's see, who else is on that maybe has registered? Shout yourself out if you registered for boot camp. Can y'all hear that? I got foundation on this side of mine. If you registered for boot camp, shout yourself out. Okay, let's do a little bit of concealer. It's not that bad. To my chest. A little bit right here. 2 little dots. I'm gonna put a little bit right here. Put a little bit right there. I'm gonna do 2 dots. I'm gonna have to move quickly. This concealer dries very quickly. Right there. Okay, so we are going to use our powder concealer brush. Where'd she go? Oh, here she is. And we're going to start by pressing in and stippling in. We're going to remove my hair from my head from the brush. One thing I will say is I don't shed nearly as much as I used to. Because of my collagen. Which is really nice because as we age and the situation that I had going on with my hair, not only was I looking to grow more hair, but I was looking to thicken and make my hair fuller. So that requires a double strategy. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't help to grow your hair if it's not staying, right? If you're shedding a lot. And so the collagen has really helped slow down the shedding process. I got my roots done last night. Just give this a little bit of brush right inside that inner corner where we typically are the darkest. I'm just pressing this in and then we'll take the powder end and soften and buff. Okay, now, I feel like I have a hair on my face. Now, I'm going to take a blending bud. And my baby bud, dampen that just a little bit and press that concealer in. under the eyes because we're not trying to be like super white. And then just blend that out. Okay, now we need to do the middle of the face. Becky registered. That's right. That's correct. Okay. Do y'all have any other things that you struggle with that you would want a 1 hour Zoom boot camp made into? I already did right there, but I'll do down here. So I'm trying to develop these once a month. And it just kind of depends on the need. Like I said before, I don't want to spend time. It takes about a week to come up with a 1 hour class, y'all. I mean, it really is. I want to, y'all know, if you've been in beauty school, you know, I like to deliver value. There it is. I got it off. I like to deliver value. So it's not ever going to be half-assed if you're getting it from me. Fact. It's probably going to be more information than you ever thought you even needed to know about said subject. Fact. My thought process is give you the information and let you decide what you want to try, because not everybody needs to do the same thing or try the same thing. So we have to give a wide variety of advice so that we can then, you know, suit most people's needs. Okay. Now, let me make sure I'm blended pretty. Oh, that was a reflection from the mirror. Yes, we are blended. So now I can set, because I'm not going to do a cream contour today. I'm going to do a powder contour, and I can set my face. And what I really need to do, because remember, this doll blush really is best done on a matte face. So I'm probably going to do just a touch more setting powder than I typically do. But remember, we don't want heavy and we don't want cakey. So we have to still be cautious. So I am going to take a little bit more than I normally do out of my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, right? Like this. I'm going to knock the excess in here, but not nearly as much as I normally do. I'm going to move my nose over. I'm going to press in, and I am going to stipple the rest of my face too. Really concentrating on my T-zone. It is wet and disgusting here. It's going to be raining all week. I'm pressing in the same strategy I do under my eyes. I'm just doing all over my face for a little bit more mattified set across the whole entire face, instead of just under my eyes and my T-zone, which is what I would normally do, right? Just something a little bit more mattified. I need to pick up a little bit extra powder. Pressing in, really getting the T-zone really well. And then we can do circular motions to kind of buff and spread. And look, it doesn't even really look like we didn't have a great color match with our chemistry class. Okay, let's get a bit of contour on. I'm going to be doing a matte bronzer today for that. This is the color Dark. Really like dark for a matte bronzer for almost every shade. Remember, contour bronzer, natural contour isn't necessarily dependent on the color selection as far as how dark the color is or light the color is, because you're talking about natural contour. The lightness of the color doesn't mean you automatically give you natural. And if anybody's needing help with identifying a good contour color for them, please reach out to me to let me know, any of my followers or customers, what you're interested in for contour. I can help you make a choice, and also kind of give you some tips on application depending on the look that you're going for, natural, medium, or heavy contour. And I can kind of guide you through that process, because the last thing I want you to do is buy a really light foundation stick foundation or matte bronzer to contour with, and then get it and be like, well, I can't really tell much of a difference. I'm not shaded the way she is. So we need to make sure we're selecting the correct shade and in the correct undertone. People go wrong. They wonder why they choose an orange or a yellow or a peach and can't get the shading effect. I can tell you, you're not going to get it if you're picking the wrong undertone color. So I can help you with that. Just reach out to me or put contour in the comments. Does anybody, who struggles with contour? I know I did. I didn't really do much. I only contoured my nose for a long time. I've always contoured my nose because remember we call it the bootleg nose job. Always contour my nose. Always, okay? But never really contoured much of anything else. I think I'm going to go in right here, just a little bit darker. Right there and right there. And just soften. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Oh, here. Now, let's get this doll blush on. Anybody heard of doll blush? Anybody at all? Oh my God. Kim, you're talking about the prime and set. I never contoured in this till this past year, Erin said. I know, I didn't really contour until a couple of years ago. Kim, it's still effective as a setting powder. It just doesn't, if the water molecules are dried out, you've had it way too long and haven't been using it enough. That's, I think, what happens. You know, these things have a shelf life. A regular translucent powder like mine doesn't necessarily have that much of a shelf life because it doesn't have water molecules in it. Anything with water molecules does. You can just use it as a regular setting powder at that point. So it is still effective for setting, just not the firmest set that you're used to from the prime and set powder. Let me brush. Speaking of powder, I see a ton of it in my eyebrows. Okay. Let me soften up the front of this cheek real quick because we're going to get into doll blush. I've never done this before. Never done this. Okay? Let me just be clear. Never, ever, ever done this. So, we softened up the fronts of our cheeks. Doll blush is very forward and high up. Okay? And pretty prevalent. So, just think of a doll and you see. I'm going to use this bright pink color because I'm wearing this jacket today to work. Hang on. This hot pink jacket, I'm going to use this color, okay? So, I'm going to dip it in, and I'm actually choosing the setting powder brush for this because I want a wash of color. Big circular motions. Big circular motions with the doll blush with the powder. I really would prefer to use a powder that has a bit of sheen to it. This color does not, but it is the color that matches what I'm using. And so it's a pretty blushy look. I should probably put my jacket on so I'm not like, shabam, here we go. And it's pretty high up. So it's gonna look a little bit different than what I normally do. I normally keep the same line as my contour line. This is a different application. Okay. Tap, tap, tap. Wide circular motions. Tap, 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 tap. Distribute the pigment into your mirror. Big, wide circular motions. Fleshy, fleshy, fleshy. You do not have to be scared of this color. I have more on this color and it's higher up here. So let's, oops, sorry. There we go. Normally, I don't go this far in on my cheeks, okay? But we're trying something new, and Doll blush kind of comes in a little bit further. This is something that Patrick Ta came up with, and he, okay, so now we're gonna take a cream blush, and I'm actually going to take a little bit smaller of a brush that I normally use for my cream blush. And you put the cream blush right over top of the powder blush. Now, people will tell you, oh, you're not supposed to put cream over powder. If you do it right, you totally can. Just deaden this just a little bit. And it's a pretty blushy look, but it gives a nice glow and dewiness when you put one right over the other. I'm using Peony Pink. And I'm using the e.l.f. Putty Blush Brush. Wow, that's too much. But since Doll Blush is too much, we're gonna go ahead and put it on. And it's like a really soft, fleshy look. And the cream gives, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but the cream gives a little bit of sheen to it. If it doesn't have as much sheen as you'd like, because we're applying with a brush, that kind of deadens the sheen, you can take your finger and add a little bit more exactly where you want, like the sheeniness to it. And the blend of the powder with the cream gives your powder a little bit of more staying power because it's locked in with the cream. Okay, so now let's take a peek. It's very forward on the face. Because I've chosen a light blush color for the cream, I can actually bring, and it's a pinky color, I can bring that a little bit more forward than I normally would. Now, this is not something I necessarily advise for everyday wear. For me, especially for my face shape, I think it makes my face shape look a little bit wider. But doll faces are more round and not as contoured, okay? And this kind of more inward placement on the apples really emphasizes the width of the face right here. So that's kind of what's leaning into it. I'm gonna come up just a little bit higher. So one of the things that when Patrick taught, I saw him doing it, he was bringing this blush almost right up to the concealer to create this really, really beautiful, almost like a fake look, like a fake doll look. And I just thought it looked so good on him. And he's a totally different face shape than I am. He has different issues and a beard, obviously. But you know, I have these deep tear troughs, so that's always going to be a battle for me. But I wanted to try it anyway. What do you guys think of doll blush? It's a pretty big blush look encompassing the face. I think so this could be done with something that is, I'm trying to soften this little area kind of up by the concealer. He brought it super high up. It's not something that I would typically wear all the time, I don't think, but in summertime, think of this. Hang on, I'm gonna just take my lighter shade, not with anything on it, but this is the brush I use to apply that lighter shade. And I'm just gonna kind of like come here and here, okay? I think it's actually kind of cute. If you want to add more dew, which my stick, some of my other sticks have a little bit more dew. This is a lighter color on me because of my skin tone. If you wanted to add more dew, you could add a luminizer, or you could add like a Miracle Balm. This is Jones Road Miracle Balm, same concept, but it gives you kind of that youthful dew right here. This barely has anything on it. Let me show you. any color, like when you put it on, but it's got a bit of sheen. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you want to amp up the like sheen factor and like the dewy factor, again, you're doing this on a matte face so that you don't have a whole entire face of dew, a dewy hot mess, so to speak. You can put your Miracle Balm, and this is the color Flushed. I think it's a beautiful color. I use this in the summertime when I have nothing else to wear. I have nothing else on, and I just want to look like I have a little bit of blush look. I put it right over, anytime I'm not wearing makeup and like running to the store and I just want a little bit of color back into my complexion and I don't have it, then I will use the Jones Road Miracle Balm in the color Flushed. They have like 10 different colors, but they have a bronzy one. I've tried a lot of them. They're very sheer. It just depends on what kind of tint you want when you're using it. So it's way heavier than I would normally do, but we'll see how it works throughout the day. Brenda, it's Jones Road. Bobbi Brown, that's Bobbi Brown's newest company, Jones Road, yeah. Not Bobbi Brown, the cosmetic brand. She's no longer associated with that brand that has her name. She's started this new company and they are clean products. I really like this Miracle Balm. Really like it. Wish Unique would make something like that because I love the idea on a no makeup day to be able to tap a few little taps on there and be done with it, right? Just give yourself a little bit of color. Let's get a brow and we'll do a very simple eye. Very simple. It's 8:06, so I'm doing okay. Now, I'm going to just kind of do a basic eyebrow. But do we have any suggestions on eyeshadow? I'm not doing blue eyeshadow. Let me just put that out there because when you think of dolls, you think of blue eyeshadow, don't you? Like Barbie has blue eyeshadow. I'm not doing that. That's off the table completely. This is such a different blush look on me than what I'm used to. It's so forward right here. I don't know what I think about it on me. I think the effect of it is really pretty and actually does have a doll-like vibe to it. But is it me? Am I too old to be wearing this? What say you? What say you? And I want to know if anybody's going to try this. My tear troughs right here always have bothered me. So when I have more color right here, they show up a little bit more. That's probably what I'm focusing on. But does it appear to be a younger vibe for me? Because, you know, we might be doing it more often. I mean, just to keep it real, right? I mean, who's not chasing the fountain of youth? Yes, Susan, we are doing that this month too. I had to wait for a couple of women that had purchased it. They were out of the country and unable to attend. And so we are doing that this month. It's towards the back end of the month. We are doing a special. If anybody doesn't know what Susan's talking about, anybody who's purchased Beloved Volume 2 from me specifically, if you purchased it from somebody else, this is not something that's going to be associated with you. And if you're a unique presenter not on my team, this is not something that's open to you. People who purchase Beloved Volume 2 get a free class from me on how to use that palette. And here's the reason why. And I'm gonna take Susan's suggestion and use it today. Here's the reason why. I was so scared of Beloved Volume 2. Look, these eyebrows are hideous. They don't even, my friend Athena, oh my gosh, she was like, these brows don't even look like they have the same father. So true. What is happening? I'm gonna have to stop. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to color correct this because I just went off the rails. So if you don't know what I'm talking about or what Susan recommended, Beloved Volume 2 is one of the most beautiful palettes I've ever laid eyes on, but it scared the bejesus out of me because I wasn't really sure how it would work on my skin, on my eyes, and all the things. It wasn't until my friend Taylor, poor Taylor, had to listen to me for 3 months. 3 months going on and on about that Beloved Volume 2 and being so scared. She was like, just do it, just do it, just get it, just get it. So one day I pulled the trigger and I just got it. And I was so scared to use it because it's a lot of color. And I wasn't really used to that at the time. And so because it was scary for me back then, I anticipate it's probably scary for others if you're anything like what I was when I first started exploring ways to make myself feel better by looking better, right? So I got it and I fell in love with it, but I actually got it and didn't use it for a while. Who has Beloved Volume 2 and hasn't used it in a bit? That's what we're going to do. Susan's recommendation is on the money, and you'll see why. Look at that. She's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to do a very simple eye that probably anybody, I should have put eye primer on. I did not put eye primer on. And it needs a little bit of time to settle down. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use a liquid shadow in the color Giggly. And we're going to put that on as eye primer because this has a little bit of eye primer in it. And I'm going to take that up to the brow. And I'm literally just tapping this in with my finger. Okay? I'm doing it without the shadow moon, and that gives me anxiety. We're going to teach y'all all sorts of eyeshadow tricks tomorrow night in boot camp if anybody wants boot camp. You have to register by tonight at 6 p.m. I need 24 hours to be able to finish out the presentation. The slide deck for the presentation isn't completely finished. I need to go back and relearn all the material because I went and found things that aren't in my beauty school and that I don't always teach on my lives. This is new content just for people in boot camp, and I searched high and low to try to find really good content for you guys for that. Okay, we're going to do super simple eye. I'm going to start out with a compact brush. This is my cream shadow brush. You don't necessarily only have to use it for cream shadow. And I'm going to start, and I'm just going to do a single color ombre on my eye with Beloved Volume 2 with this dusty kind of darker purple color. It'll be a nice little balance to look how that makes my blue eye shine. It's a nice little balance to the bright pink color I have on my cheek, the big wash of color. So I don't want like too bold of an eye. This is how you can do a very simple, very neutral eye using a small compact brush so that you have purposeful color placement. And just trace the feel of your eyeball and go as high up as the crevice in between your brow bone and your eyeball socket, okay? And just follow that crevice around. And this is with the small brush. Now we're gonna switch to a different brush, okay? We're gonna do a fluffy crease brush, and we're gonna grab our shadow moon. Where'd she go? Right here. We're going to dip into that same color. This is the color Wistful, the dusty purple color in Beloved Volume 2. We're going to position our shadow moon, and we're going to lightly dust in big circles and angle our hand upward and really start to push some of that color from the mobile lid, which is this bottom part of your lid right here, up a little bit higher and start to kind of ombre it out. Now, I don't want a ton of dark color up there. I'm just trying to shadow. I'm using a lighter, wider brush, because I want more dispersed pigment placement, a wash of color, so to speak, on this upper part of this lid, right here, just to camouflage a little bit my hood, but I don't want it as dark as what's down here. And then we're gonna even go darker on the lid, really close to the lash line with an even smaller brush. So smaller and compact for purposeful placement and deeper pigment payoff. Wider and fluffier for kind of a wash of color and blending. And I'm holding my hand upward because I'm wanting to push some of this color in upward circular motions to where you can see it when my eyes open. But I don't want it as dark. Do you see what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, Susan, I know, right? And Susan, and I was scared of it. I was scared of this palette. I regret not getting it sooner. I regret hemming and hawing over it for 3 months. And it was all because I was scared. And that's why I decided to say, if you ever buy this from me, you will get a private class, a Zoom class to learn how to use it. We're going to be doing that later at the end of this month. So you still have time to purchase your palette and get it if you want to join that class. Okay. So I'm going to just go in. We're using one color in the palette. I'm just going to go in with the angled brush, knock off some excess. Actually, let's tap that in and spray it. Right? When you want something to be darker and more pigmented and stick a little bit more, not fall off, you're going to spray it, regardless of whether it's a metallic or not. Now, I always start at the lower lash line and work my way past where the lower lash line and the upper lash line meet. So I'm still in alignment with that. If I were to start on my upper lash line and follow my lash line down and go past that, it would end up down here and create a sagging effect. And nobody at any age wants to have any kind of sagging effect, not just on their face, but anywhere on their body, FYI. We already got enough sagging elsewhere. We don't need any sagging on the eyelid, okay? So I'm taking that, and I'm actually different than what I would normally do, but I'm actually taking this along the full lash line down here to really deepen the pigment color at the base of the lashes. And I'm just leaving this outside corner done. Super simple, but still really pretty, okay? How are we liking our doll blush now with eyes? I think I'm gonna like it a lot more on me after I get mascara on. Not that I don't like it, let me be clear. It's not that I don't like it, the doll blush. It's just that I'm not used to it, and my face shape, it makes my face shape a bit rounder looking than I want it to. You know, I like to make things look slim. But dolls are useful and round. So, it's a whole vibe. Now, if you don't want to brush because you're afraid of fallout, you could do a couple of things. For fallout, again, give a spritz so it kind of sticks to the brush and then to your eyelid. Or you can do like this, hang on. Or you can put your shadow moon underneath there as you brush right along that lash line. And then if you have any fallout, it'll fall on the shadow moon. Do you see that? Got on the shadow moon instead of my face. That's a great thing. A great compromise. Or you could just you could just stamp. Like stamp instead of swiping. Swiping is going to cause powder to like, dude, that's the international sound for blow away. Blow all over your face. I don't know why I came up with, it sounds like birds. Okay, I'm just using this really darker, I mean, whatever's left over on this really small brush to just kind of ignite the darker pigment. And then I think we're ready for lashes. And then we need to do lipstick. And I know I have a bold blush on. I was going to do a lipstick stain. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. What tool, Lindsay? Yeah, Susan. Yeah, it's a scary palette. It's a scary palette. Okay. I am going to use this again. I'm going to use this again. I'm going to hold it up until the pink silicone turns white, and that's going to tell me that it's heated. I really like how this went on with my liquid shadow, and my liquid shadow is kind of serving as a little bit of a highlight on this back end over here. Where's my, there. Okay, see, it's white now instead of pink. There's just a little bit of pink left there. Now we are going to curl our lashes with this heated eyelash curler. Oh, it is kind of difficult. I don't want to pinch my lashes. I'm trying not to pinch my lashes, because when you pinch your lashes, they water. It's called a Shadow Moon. I got it on Amazon. I can't live without it, but I have hooded eyes. That didn't really help. Hold on. There we go. You have to be very careful about how you use this. This is not like a tool that you would use in a rush. And it's making this eye water because I'm kind of really close to my lash line. But you can see it curls my lashes a little bit. Well, a lot. You can see them poking out of it. Do you see that? See them poking out? Good morning, Judy. How are you feeling, sister? This eye is watering so bad because I pinched it with this heated eyelash curler. Okay. Just a recap for everybody who's just hopped on. I did doll blush today. A very different technique I learned from Patrick Ta. We are going to do primer. I haven't used primer in the last 2 days and I miss it. And here's what I noticed about my eyeshadow yesterday. I mean, my mascara yesterday is that it didn't necessarily have, it was light and flirty, but you know, that's not necessarily the look that I always go for, light and flirty lashes. I kind of like bold in your face. You can see me from coming from around the corner lashes. There. Now, because we did doll blush, I'm going to do a little bit of primer on this outside corner and make sure these lashes on these outside corners get lash primer on them. Because you know, dolls have kind of doe eyes. So we're going to recreate that. If you missed it, you're going to have to watch the replay to figure out the technique on doll blush that we did earlier today. I will say this, the hardest part about using that heated eyelash curler, the first one that I used, is that it bends my lashes so far back that painting the backs of my lashes becomes a problem. But I don't want to use the eyelash curler after I apply mascara because it can break your lashes. I don't use it with the mechanical. I don't do that with a mechanical eyelash curler, and I won't do it with a heated eyelash curler unless it's a non-crimping eyelash curler. Now, I did get a bit of mascara right here, but I'm just going to take this brush that we put that darker color on with and smudge it out while it's still a little damp. Now, we're going to take the mama wand. We used baby wand to get down by our lashes, really define our lash line without using liner. Because we have hooded eyes, liner is not necessarily our best friend. So we did a faux tight line technique with our mascara. You cannot do that with every mascara. You can do that with this one. And this mascara has argan oil, biotin, and keratin in it. So she be loving on our lashes while we wear her. I don't know why I always go into Steel Magnolia's accent when I say lashes. Lashes. I promise, Miss Truby, I will not let my personal tragedies interfere with my ability to do good hair. Okay, recap. We have eyeshadow boot camp tomorrow night. You have until I have a hard stop on registration. I just can't, y'all. There's way too much going on. And I have a full day at work tomorrow. I'm literally coming home. Hopefully I can get home in time. It'll be basically enough time for me to go pee and get a cup of water and then hit the Zoom button to get started. I can't be doing last minute registrations at all tomorrow because I have a full work day ahead of me. And I know we pretend like we get a lunch break on most days, but we really don't. So I can't really guarantee, hang on, I got way too much mascara right there. And I got it on my waterline and I don't want that. Because we're going for a doll look today, we are going to go on a heavy lower lash line look. And we're gonna paint the length of these lashes. Squint your eyeball up and rub right at the tips of your lashes to get the bottoms of your lashes. When you squint up like that, it lifts the bottoms of your lashes off your cheek. Do you know what I'm saying? Open wide, do mascara face to open wide to get near the lash line and squint to lift the lashes off your cheek to get the ends. That's how you do lower lashes if you want to paint your whole entire lash, okay? There we go. Now I'm gonna use the wand to kind of paint some of these lashes in the middle. And then I'm gonna squint and I'm gonna go, ooh. So to me, doll blush goes with doll lashes, okay? It's a little bit more on the lower lash line than I ever wear. But it's a whole look. Okay, now I need to do 4D on the top lashes. Should I go with a nude lip or a bold lip? Yes, I use Baby One first. That's my jam. Where's my mascara? Oh, here it is. So, bold lashes. Requires topping everything with 4D. We're going to teach you the best way to put mascara on in boot camp tomorrow night. Again, I've been working on the content for boot camp for over a week to try to make sure I'm bringing stuff to you that is helpful. That is all geared toward, what do we think? All geared toward enhancing the eye area and making your eye more attractive. Look at the difference when it's topped with 4D as to just one coat of Epic Twisted. Okay, I agree, Susan. I agree. I was gonna do a bright pink stain. You know what? I'm gonna do a nude lip. Y'all know what I'm going to do. When I lean into an antique pink nude. I might actually surprise y'all. Please hold. Because we have glow on our cheeks, let's do an all matte lip. Y'all don't see that very often. These are some doll lashes for sure without even using falsies. Okay. We're gonna use, okay, hold on, let me start down here. Go straight across. A lot more makeup than I normally wear. Okay. I'm gonna go right here. Paint the edges. And then I'm actually gonna do this. Let me show you. And that's what kind of gives you that little purse on the outside. Okay. Then, where's my lipsticks? We're gonna do a matte lipstick look, so y'all aren't used to seeing this lipstick from me. Okay, and then I'm gonna ombre it with an even lighter, matter color in the middle. Let me wipe this off because I ombre it with something else. And then, if I need to darken, and one more thing before I have to go. I'm like, and one more, and one more, and one more. So what I put my concealer on with, this is not, hang on. There. So this is our doll look. It started with doll blush, then we did doll lashes, and I feel like we have doll lips. What do we think about our doll look? What do y'all think? I like the blush better now that I have mascara on. I know that's shocking. I do feel like it makes my face look whiter. That's just the placement of the blush. A perfect example how placement of blush can enhance or change the look of your face shape. My face shape looks a little bit more round than what I normally try to achieve, which is oval. So placement of color makes a big difference. And that's because I did the doll blush technique from Patrick Ta. If you missed it in the beginning, you can watch the replay. I highly suggest it because I kind of walked through step by step. It's my very first time doing this. I kind of walked through step by step. Hang on, I was stuck on something. of what the doll blush technique is and where to put your stuff. It's a lot more inner face blushiness and the technique for getting the dew that you need that a doll would have, okay? So here's the deal. You have tonight by 6 p.m. Central Standard Time to register for my Eyes Boot Camp. Anything, about 20 different tips, success strategies for creating more attractive eyes. If you feel like you need that in your life, if you need to go from blah, just even to basic but still attractive, that class is for you. If you are just going to go, if you want to go just from basic to up leveling just a little bit, this class is for you. It's a 1-hour Zoom tomorrow night, and I have a very hard 24-hour ahead of time cutoff for registration. Registration is via the link that I'm going to send you. Hang on. My light turned off. Registration is via the link that I personally send you, and only people who actually register are going to get the link to the Zoom call tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time via Zoom. You can unmute, ask whatever questions you want. Judy, you are on my team, so you are allowed to take it. Yes. Judy brings up a good point. Unique presenters or ambassadors on other teams, this is not for you. This is an exclusive I do for my team. This is where sometimes the team you choose makes a difference. I open things up to my team only because they are learning, but they're also sharing. Judy, if you have any friends who want to learn as well, make sure you let them know, and I will get you the link to share with them to register. They need to register by tonight at 6 p.m. Y'all, that's something that I offer my team is I do these classes once a month, and I do a lot of the teaching in them. I have some girls helping me tonight, but I do the majority of the teaching in most of the classes, and my team's customers can benefit from my teaching. That's something that's totally different than I think other teams do. So that's something that's special that I offer to them. The reason we don't allow other presenters in is because I promised that to my team when they join me, and I don't want to break my promise to my team. I want to live up to my word to them. So I know that you guys would understand. All right, I gotta hop off. I'm late for my conference call. I'll do badass quote in my stories. I'm really liking doll blush with the eyeshadow and the lip. So I hope you guys have a good day. Don't forget to put boot camp, even if you're watching the replay. See y'all later. Bye.